Make your goals smaller. Yes, you heard me right. I'm a certified high performance coach, and I'm telling you to make your goals smaller. And I'm telling you that it's the way for you to hit bigger goals in the long run. You want to know what I'm talking about? Grab your brews, grab your pen and paper, and let's dive right in. Welcome back to episode 165 of the Your Rich Life podcast. And today I want to talk about why I think that your achievement, the achievement that you're going for, is going to be so much easier for you if you actually make your goals smaller, if you lower your goals. And I want to tell you, like, this is a thought that's been on my mind for a while, but I should say, and it was really reflected back at me when I had a reaction to an Insta post this week. So let me tell you the story. Let me share my thoughts with you, and then I would love, as always, for you to make contact with me on social or on email and let me know what you think. Right. So this is what happened. I think it was last week or the week before. I saw a post on Instagram, and I think I've heard of this girl before. And, she's quite a young lady, and she was talking about how she's made $13 million, mainly, I think, through Instagram. And she was offering to share the 3 simple steps that she took to make this $13 million. And, download this thing, and I'm going to show you how. Now, my first instinct, or the first thing that my brain offered me, was like, ooh, I need that. I want that. And then I noticed immediately after that what I call low frequency feelings. And I'm rehearsing these enough to know that these feelings come from a place of lack. Oh, I'm not making 13 million yet. I don't have 13 million. Now I feel really bad because I'm like, I must be really bad that I'm not making 13 million. And all of those things were being offered to me by my brain. So I want you to know, first and foremost, that if that happens to you, if you're on social media and you see something and you immediately think that you need to have it, and then you go into lack and you go into this is the thing that's going to make it work, etc., etc., it is just your brain doing its thing, doing its job. Like, it's nothing other than your brain offering thoughts. They don't belong to you. They aren't who you are. They aren't a reality. They're just something that's happening. So I want you to just park that, but remember it. Now, what I thought about I can process those things in a matter of minutes now because it's what I talk about, it's what I coach on. But what I thought about in that moment is that when we feel that our goals have to be that big, that they have to be $13 million big, it can create such a huge fear alongside the shame response of why are we not there yet? Why are we only where we are? And that fear and shame actually blocks us from taking consistent action towards our goals, towards that new life that we want to create. And not only that, as I say in pretty much every session, we're carrying around this baggage of horrible feelings and thoughts that mean that we're not even enthused and engaged as we try and create this thing that we think is going to make us feel so amazing. And I just feel that's really sad. So for me, I can see, like after the initial shiny object response that I'm sure so many of you recognize, my brain then goes, oh my goodness, that feels so far away, like $13 million, so far away, so much time, there'll be so much to do. Like, I'm so not capable of doing all of that. And again, if you recognize this, you'll now realize that your brain's switched into survival mode. You feel awful. You feel deflated. Perhaps you feel insignificant or incapable. And that's because of this is what happens in your brain. We see this thing, we think we want it, then we get reminded of how far away we are from that thing. We get stuck in the swamp of that thing's over there and I'm stuck in this place and I'm never going to get there because I've been struggling to get where I'm at for what seems like forever. That's possible for somebody else. It's not possible for me. And all of those thoughts and all of those emotions. So first of all, I want to just quickly have a chat about, like, how do you stop getting stuck there? The most obvious answer, clearly, is to stop the scroll. Because I guarantee that if you have a whiff of lack in your mindset, even a sniff of I'm not where I want to be, or I don't know what I'm doing, or everyone's better than me, you are going to find your feed full of things that you think will fill that gap. Because that's what your brain's looking out for. Only they won't fill the gap. It will feed the gap and it will make you feel worse and worse and worse. So just notice that, stop the scroll. And I talk to a lot of business owners who hate social media. And 9 times out of 10, the reason that they hate social media is not that they hate social media. They hate the fact that they're not getting the results that they want on social media. And they hate the fact that they constantly get triggered on social media because it makes them realize where they're not yet. Is that you? If it is, just notice that. So that's one thing. Stop the scroll, schedule your social media ahead of time, or go in, do your social media and get out. It'll be the best thing you can do for your mental health, period. But the next and most practical step, which is what I want you to really think about today, is lower your goals. Literally make your goals smaller. But I'm telling you, it's okay. You can have permission. You're not a loser. It's not that you're being apathetic. You're not downgrading your dreams. What you're doing is you're opening a doorway to achieve your dreams, but in a way that feels better in your body. Because one of the things that I'm noticing over and over and over and over again is how quickly our bodies go into fear response and our nervous system goes on high alert. And it's such a challenge for us to take action in that space, but also it's really, really bad for us physically, well, on all levels, for us to be constantly in that state of stress. Like it doesn't do us any favors. So let's talk about lowering your goals. The reason that I want to invite you to think about that is because I know with like almost certainty that you will get results and you will get them quicker when you feel empowered. And so when you lower your goals and the outcome feels more available to you, it feels more achievable, you've got a greater feeling and knowing of the steps that you're going to take, and you know that there is you're going to see a result more quickly, you will feel more aligned with taking consistent action. And I know that when you set these smaller goals and you reach it, you are going to be so goddamn proud of yourself and so energized that you're naturally going to want to go on to the next. And notice that when we do that, we're now allowing ourselves to be in a space of gratitude for all the things that we achieve. Just on a little side note, that I was at a networking event this morning, and I was talking to a lady there, and I was like, it occurred to me when I was driving here this morning that when I think about what I'm most proud of over the 10 plus years that I've been in business, I'm most proud of the resilience that I've created. I'm most proud of the person that I've become. I'm most proud of my willingness to keep going and to keep being curious. I'm most proud of myself for working on my self-love. Like, I'm most proud of all the things I've achieved on an internal scale, and not just what I've done in my business. There is still so much that is available to me, and I will get there. But what I want to let you know is that when we're in this space where we value these smaller goals, we understand that we're only achieving them not by just what we do, but by who we have to become to do those things. I said this in episode 163, like, you have to become the person to do the things. Go listen to that episode. It's talking about how you choose your hard. And this, for some of you, lowering your goals is going to feel like the hardest thing you've ever done, because you've been brainwashed into thinking that your goals have to be so scary if they mean anything. That's just BS, right? Because if they're so big that they scare you and put you into fear response and you're not taking any action, you're never going to achieve the freaking goals in the first place. So why not fall in love with the smaller goal? Why not fall in love with the person that loves that about ourselves, that lets us enjoy ourselves day to day as we build it up? Because you go back to that statement of like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So if you're someone who gets sucked in by the biggest and best results promises, and then you fall into impossibility and unavailability for you, can you see how you mastering your thoughts to get the big results is going to take you a lot longer and also put you into a space of minimal action and higher anxiety than if you choose to powerfully decide to lower your goal, get there quicker with less stress, less anxiety, less belief, and more engagement in your day-to-day life? Do you see that? I'll give you another example. So the coach I'm working with right now, one of the things I love about her is she says to all of the coaches in the group, like, here's what you can do. You can spend a ton of time working on your mindset and coaching yourself to raise your price. Let's just pick a price. Let's just say $10,000 for your coaching package. She said, you can totally do that. And then literally get yourself into a sticky mess every time you get on a consultation and you dread the conversation about what you're going to charge. She said, or you can fall in love with the price that you know in your body is an absolute hell yes, where you're going to feel empowered to tell the person on the end of the phone, like, this is what I charge. And even if they have money objections, you don't feel their money objections, you can coach them through it. And she said, and then get yourself fully booked. And then at that space, then you're going to feel like you can raise your prices. She said, it's always your choice. So your choice is now, do you keep trying to master your mindset and go big or go home, getting the big results and doing whatever it takes to get there? Or do you say to yourself, oh my God, I want to engage more in my day. I'm going to bite the elephant and I'm going to take one step at a time and I'm going to get to that next goal and I'm going to enjoy life and I'm going to have less stress and less anxiety. To me, it's a no-brainer. And I want you to look at it this way as well. Going back to the girl at the beginning with the $13 million. 13 million happens $1 at a time. If you're working on your health, the 6-pack, if that's your bag, can only happen one meal and one workout at a time. If you're working on your relationship, the intimate and connected relationship can only happen one intentional action at a time. There is nothing available to you that will get you from where you are to the massive results you want in a short period of time with no pain and absolute ease. That is a marketing fantasy tale. All the results you want, even the big ones, are 100% available to you. I completely, utterly believe that all of those things that seem so far away are available to you right now, but they're available to you one small and seemingly inconsequential goal at a time. They are available to you when you focus on becoming the person and holding the belief and doing the things. It's not a case of taking these massive steps and going from 0 to hero in 3 months. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like it's a really, really important message. And this is what my message to you right now is, like, in your small business, be okay with lowering your financial goals monthly right now to where you can celebrate that. And then when you get there, then you can add 10% or you can add 50% or you can double it. Like, it doesn't matter. But rather than going for that elusive 5K or 10K or 20K month, bring it down to an amount that you feel inspired to go create. You feel inspired to go help. You feel inspired to, like, when it happens, you can be like, damn, man, I did that. I remember the first time that I made £700 a month in my business and was like, oh my God, I was working 20 hours a week in an office and bringing home £700 a month. And now, with no one telling me what to do and not making coffees for all the men in the office because they clearly couldn't get off their ass and do it themselves, like, I have made £700 for myself. And I was thinking about that today and thinking, I was so excited in those days. And I swapped the excitement for the anxiety when I made it all about the money. And it took so much love away for what I did for something I had such a passion for. And so I want to just offer that to you. So you know what to do. Let me give you your homework, right? Your homework for this session is, what is your next water station? Right. So one of the things that I challenged myself, ridiculously hard to do, I found it hard, was triathlons. Right. And listen, I hate cycling and I hate running. And I don't really like I don't like that event style thing. But listen, I'm proud of what I did, and I'm proud of who I became to do that. It goes back to every time I've challenged myself, I'm proud of who I became more than I am of the pride I did of completing the thing. But when you're doing the triathlons, like I was, especially on the run, not on the swim or the bike, there are no water stations, but it was like, oh my God, when is there going to be water? When is there going to be water? And so what you think about on this journey that is your growth, what's your next water station that you can feel empowered and excited to achieve, that you can get there and celebrate and feel pride and be like, yes. And now I feel enthused to go to the next water station and, like, finish this race, like, get to the next level. Just choose that. What's the next water station? And I want you to be so proud and excited of that water station. I want you to go listen to episode 163 of Choosing Your Heart and find out what your heart is, and I'll help you get there. And I want you to celebrate yourself when you do. And if you do that, come share. As always, I want to invite you to join my free Facebook group for small business owners. You can join that in the show notes below. Every week there is free networking, free training, and free coaching. So why wouldn't you? It's a wonderful group. It's brand new. So come be a founding member and let's grow our businesses together with support and with being kind to ourselves. So we grow ourselves first. We watch our business grow as a result. But more importantly, we engage fully in our kaleidoscope of life as we do it. I will speak to you again in the next episode of the Your Rich Life Podcast.